Still got the 5th gen. Still got the Jetta TDI. But we added one more diesel to the fleet. Yes, guys, we added another TDI to the mix. Not a Volkswagen TDI, of course, the bigger, better brother version of the TDI, I guess, of the Volkswagen TDI, the Audi TDI, and it's a Q7 3.0 liter TDI, premium, premier, whatever the trim model is, Quattro, of course, so all-wheel drive in white. And of course, you could probably tell we already had the windshield tinted and these side windows 20% to match the rear from factory. Windshield's at 50%. Done a couple videos before. My truck windshield's at 35%. Full 50 on the windshield, 20 on the sides. This car is nice. I say we, it's really not my car. It's my girlfriend's car. She traded in her Ford Fusion for it, but I like it a lot, so I'm going to say we a lot in this purchase because it's pretty sweet. So real quick, the reason why I do bring this up and bring this onto the channel, because of course I never talked about her Fusion or whatnot, but A, this is another diesel, so we got the TDI there, and then we also got my Cummins there, of course, but also I do think she wants to do some modifications on this thing. First thing I would personally do is get rid of these large roof racks up top, but that's my take on it. It's of course her decision, but I know she wants to do some wheels and tires, and we'll probably do some other odds and ends on this car. So, and I think it's nice and cool enough that I figured I'd bring it up because I mean, I just think it looks freaking sweet. So real quick, this vehicle is not brand new. It's a 2015, believe it or not. So it's technically 7 years old. And the coolest part about it is it only has 36,000 miles at this point. So it's a super, well, it's not super old, but it's an older vehicle, but a super low mile vehicle, if you will. Like my 2011 Volkswagen has 120,000 miles on it. Shoot, my 2021 Cummins got 20,000 miles. So I'm kind of even catching up to this. But this thing is nice. I like it a lot. We'll go for a drive here in a second. It makes 20s look so small. These are factory 20-inch wheels, and it eats 20s up like crazy. I think instead of 22s, and personally, a 2-inch lowering kit would look awesome on this thing. I thought it was black originally, but we went and looked at it. It's actually a super dark brown leather, which I didn't think I'd like to begin with, but it's actually really, really nice. It complements the inside of this car a lot. Of course, rear seats, and then even in the trunk area, there is 3rd row seats. And then of course, large trunk area and actually 3rd row seats that would pop up as well. So pretty cool, pretty specced out for a 2015 vehicle. There's a lot of cool stuff about this, but there's some things that do kind of suck. I mean, I like the wood grain personally. I like the Bose sound system personally. The interior is pretty nice. A lot of cool features in here. Like I said, we'll go for a drive here in a second. But one big thing that I will note, if anybody else has these, there is not a whole lot of storage. There's not a lot of, like, center console area is taken up by this whole weird system here to control the radio instead of having a touch screen. But like, there's not a whole lot of storage. One small cup holder, like it's relatively small. That's not a lot of space to store stuff. But other cool features, I mean, it does have like everything power, which is awesome. So everything is power, heated steering wheel, heated seats, heated rear seats, like that stuff is all really nice. 8-speed trans, like I said, 3.0 turbo diesel, and actually real quick, look how clean it is up underneath here. And one thing I do like, oops, forgot to tighten that. One thing I do like is look at the fuel filter location. That is super nice and easy to get to. My Volkswagen has about 15 fuel lines and it's jammed here and whatever, but this thing, it's clean. It's super clean, like clean, low miles, 7-year-old vehicle. It looks nice, like rain sensing wipers and all kind of crazy stuff. The weird thing though, we'll be honest, the weird thing about this is everything's LED. Of course, HID lights that actually turn when you're turning and all the running lights, and turn signals are all LED. The only not LED lights on this are lights on the inside, which I'm hoping Last Fit might want to help with, and the fog lights. Fog lights are not LED, which I'm also hoping Last Fit might want to help with. Last Fit, hit me up. All right, so real fast, like I said, we'll go for a drive. I don't want to make too long of a video, I guess, if you don't want to bore people, but you have two options. You do have a standard key, just like my Volkswagen, and you can enter it there if you want to, but also you can push to start at the same time. So that's interesting, kind of weird, I guess, if you will. But like I said, I don't necessarily like that none of this is touchscreen up here. This is cool. You do have a button for your glove box. A little unnecessary, a little extra. But yeah, see, none of these lights are LED. The panoramic sunroof is awesome. There's a button for it somewhere. That does like the shade. There's actually like a shade for the rear one too. Then obviously the whole sunroof will open, but the sunroof is pretty cool. I'm a sucker for sunroofs. I like that personally, but like, yeah, this whole area, it's interesting. This is how you navigate all the radio and stuff like that. From the outside, car's not too loud. Like my Volkswagen, you could hear, sounds like a freaking tractor, but this thing's pretty quiet. You really can't hear. Dual exhaust, it looks cool. Up front here, I mean, you could hear it, but it's nothing crazy. This, from my understanding, Audi is pretty much just like a luxury Volkswagen, and that I do think it is. It's way nicer, way nicer than my Volkswagen. So here, let's go for a quick drive. All right, guys, so driving down the road, this thing's pretty peppy. It's a 3.0 turbo diesel, of course. I think it's pretty peppy the way it is. It also does have a sports mode, but I'm just like in standard drive right now. A couple of things I will point out, I guess, while I'm driving. This thing has a 26-gallon fuel tank, which is insane because my 2021 2500 Cummins also has a 26-gallon fuel tank. So definitely sucks when you're filling up fuel, but at the same time, we got, what, 92 miles on this tank so far, and it still shows like 465 to go. That's incredible. So the fact that she could fill this vehicle up like maybe once every 2 months on fuel is awesome. Now it's a 2014 and newer, so it does have the DEF system, so you do have to do the AdBlue and whatnot, but I do think the styling of this thing is nice. The mirrors are huge. Like for an SUV, I think the mirrors are ginormous. These mirrors are like almost bigger than my freaking Cummins, which is insane. But, you know, sunroof is nice. I'm not gonna open it, it's kind of cold outside. I think all the features are nice. Now I will note, driving this thing in complete darkness, there's a lot of red lights. Like a lot of lights. There's a lot of stuff that's just like lit up, but it's nice, man. 180 on the dash. I don't think we'll ever do 180 in the United States. But, I mean, I think it's pretty quiet for being a 7-year-old vehicle. Like, it rides nice, it feels nice. It's just overall, I think, pretty nice. And for anyone curious, this is 50% windshield tint. It is, I don't know, 7 o'clock at night on a September, like late September day. It looks pretty clear to me, so I have no issues. 50%. Now, like I said, my truck's 35. If you are curious, I did do a video comparing 50% versus 35% windshield tint, and I will link that up above, but I don't have any issues here, so everything's pretty cool. So this video wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't meant to be any kind of install or whatnot. It's literally just, hey, we bought a new car. Like I said, when I say we, my girlfriend bought a new car. I think it's pretty sweet. It's a turbo diesel, so it kind of adds to the diesel family we got going on so far. So I kind of wanted just to showcase it real quick, show you guys what we got. I think it's pretty cool. Like the video if you haven't already, subscribe, join the family, and I mean, if you like, what would you do to this thing? I know, like I said, I know she wants to do wheels and tires. Personally, I would definitely do like a 2-inch lowering kit, but you know, and take the roof racks off, but that's obviously up to her. So thanks, guys. Peace. Real quick, forgot to mention, backup camera on this thing sucks. Now I know it's going to look better on camera, it seems like it always does, but for an Audi, for like a luxury SUV, backup camera freaking blows. And I know it's a 2015, it's not like a 2020, and I know this is like when backup cameras became like necessary and stuff, but come on, dude. That is a freaking terrible image. Like, I see it on camera, it don't look that bad, but it's pretty bad. Ooh. It's also a lot wider to get back into the driveway, well, into the garage. Come on, girl. And listen, you can hear the roof racks hit. Right there. Alrighty. Otherwise, pretty cool vehicle.